first round pick. Hey, throw that list away. All right.
Why are we around?
Welcome to the show. It's a Chiefs Blitz night. Breaking down the plays, keeping everything tight. From Mahomes to the defense, we give you the scoop. Real talk, real stats, we the ultimate troop. This ain't no game, it's our passion on display.
The baby himself.
Chiefs Blitz podcast, real fans unite. Every touchdown scored, we ignite the night. From tailgate chatter to post-game debate, we love our Chiefs, yes, never too late.
I would even bring MVS back in the middle of the season.
What? Are you ready for the best Kansas City Chiefs insight? Welcome to the Four Guys in a Bar, sponsored by ChiefsBlitz.com, presented by UnderdogFantasy.com. Here's your Chiefs Blitz host, Nick Athan, with Lou Montagna, Andre Tillman, and Hense Todd.
Welcome back to the next edition of Four Guys in a Bar, presented by ChiefsBlitz.com, your number one source for Chiefs information, news, and commentary. I'm your host, Nick Athan, along with Mr. Hense Todd, Mr. Lou Montagna, and Mr. Andre Tillman. It is Friday here. We are 6 weeks away from training camp. The Kansas City Chiefs just finished their second session of OTA workouts. We'll get into that in a few minutes. But first, let's talk about the company that sponsors the show, and that would be Underdog Fantasy.
Before we get into Underdog, I want to give a shout out to Ruben, Ken Sinclair, Coach Dre, and everybody that's in the comments.
You're always first in the show. We love you guys, man. We really do.
So with that said, let's get right into our sponsor, guys.
Let's do it.
Baseball is back.
That's right. Baseball is back on Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you cash in today. You can play the pick'em game. It's very similar to what you did with the NFL where you're doing the Chiefs stuff. Now it's all about baseball, and especially the Royals. You can go higher or lower. It's really simple to use. Their app is amazing. You just choose your entry fee. You decide what you want to play, and you just see the winnings coming if you know what you're doing. So take a swing today and make sure that you sign up for Underdog Fantasy, and they're going to give you a meatball right off the gamut, Bobby Wood Jr. special. So start with a W for your first entry and new customers. Make sure you use the code Chiefs Blitz. That's right. Underdog Fantasy is our sponsor. We make it real easy around here. All you got to do is get out your phone, take a picture of the QR code on the right-hand screen, put in the promo code Chiefs Blitz, deposit $5, you get $50, place that $5 bet, and in turn, you will also get one of my collectible cards, football cards from over a 30 or 40-year period. So all you got to do is sign up. We'll check it out. It's really simple. It's a great game. You got the NBA playoffs. You got the NHL Stanley Cup, which is about to begin. What is it? Edmonton, and I think, what is it?
The Panthers, Florida.
Yeah, Panthers.
Defending champs, Nick. They're trying to go back. They're trying to go back to back. This is their actually, I think it's their third consecutive.
This is their third. That's right. They will become the
cup, but this would be back to back. They lost a couple of years ago, but
Edmond beat the Dallas Stars, and gotta love being a former resident of Florida. They're always a hot topic. It's amazing. Tampa Bay and Florida are two of the best hockey teams.
in
the country.
Hockey
and they're both in Florida.
Don't forget the Mighty Ducks, though.
The Mighty Ducks. Yeah, I thought that was a cute decision to call them the Mighty Ducks. That's right. Back in Anaheim, another place where I used to live. So I lived on both coasts. But anyway, gentlemen, it is Friday, and the Chiefs have finished their OTAs. We're going to go through a series of topics here in a few minutes. But overall, I mean, I did want to say this to kind of open the show. Watching the film yesterday and listening to the comments and listening to the players, it's the first time I felt like, oh crap, the season's just around the corner. We've gone through the misery of the Super Bowl. We've gone through the offseason. Then we get to free agency. Then we get to the draft. And then we get to the rookie minicamp. And even in the rookie minicamp, you didn't quite get that, that overall feeling. But when you're watching Patrick Mahomes slinging the ball 50 yards and you got Chris Jones out there smiling, you got a bunch of the young guys, a lot of great things happen. I mean, Matt McMillan, who works with the Chiefs, basically, wrote just kind of the guys to keep an eye on. Patrick Mahomes obviously had a great day. Taekquin Thornton, who we're going to talk a little bit more about, he was really good yesterday. Jalen Royals, same thing. So that's two young wide receivers. One is going to make the team. The other might make the team. Trent McDuffie and Cam Jones were pretty instrumental in the defense as well. So these are good things. These are good things to hear. But at the end of the day, football's back. I kind of got that feeling. I got that vibe. I almost got to the point where I was going to start watching some games from last year. I'm not quite there yet, but I will get there, especially during the time in which between the end of mandatory camp and training camp, just to kind of get the juices flowing again. Of course, I won't watch the Super Bowl, but there's plenty of games to enjoy from last year.
Why are you not gonna watch the Super Bowl, Nick? Why not?
I'm a very superstitious individual.
There you go.
And so I choose, even during the regular season, if the Chiefs lose a game, I don't watch it. Now, if they win, I'll probably rewatch it 6 or 7 times.
Right.
Especially if I wake up in the middle of the night and I just want to feel good, just want to do something positive, feel good about
energy.
Yeah. Get the energy up. Yeah. But I'm so superstitious when it comes to Chiefs games. I mean, I wear the same outfits until they lose. I have the same meal. Of course, my amazing wife, Emily, makes this incredible vegetable soup. So she makes it every game day. I get up at a certain time. I drink out of a certain coffee mug. I'm very territorial when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I've been that way my whole life. Obviously, that's why I have all these collectibles around me too. These are all pieces of me. But
I got you.
That's primarily why.
So they say you learn more from a loss than you do a win, but at this point, burn that damn tape.
Yes,
that was not the Chiefs that day. And
burn the damn tape.
Let's just move on. Hey, it's time to move forward. When Patrick walks in and he's wearing a hat for, I don't know if I can remember what, because he wasn't always able to get the hat on over all that hair.
Right.
But now he's like high and tight. The hat's on, all business. His 9th season.
Can you believe that?
It seemed like they just drafted him yesterday.
I know, it feels weird. It feels weird. Like
season as a starter.
He's going to turn 30 years old during the season. That just
early September.
Speaking of old games, I was watching. Speaking of watching games, me and my son was watching the Cleveland Browns and the Kansas City Chiefs. Remember, everybody know what happened in that game. The Browns had the game won with Trent Green and Dick Mills coaching there. They had a run, but the guy want to take off his helmet. We thought he had the sack on Trent Green.
I was at that game.
Were you really?
Yeah. I've told the story on this show several times, actually. Yeah. It was in Cleveland.
It was in Cleveland.
And it was opening day. It was like 95 degrees. And it was just the most surreal thing at a football game that I've ever experienced. Just unbelievable. Hence, continue with the story, because it was you have to see it to believe it.
Right.
Visualize.
Yeah, my son, I say these are the days that I had to live. I said I was 13 or 14 watching this game. I said he flicked the ball off to the offensive lineman. They thought Trent Green was sacked, and he ran up the field, got it all the way most down there in field goal range. But the game could have been over. But the kid took off his helmet and threw it and got the Chiefs all the way down there with the 20-yard line to kick a field goal with
a chip shot. Morton Anderson.
Yep.
I'm sitting with a bunch of Browns fans who are like all looking at each other like, what the hell just happened? Because it was just Dwayne Rudd. He thought he had Trent sacked.
Yeah.
So after he thought the play was over, the opposite end zone was the dog pound. So he goes running towards the dog pound, takes off his helmet and launches it like, we just won the game. I had the sack. Behind him, the play was still going. It was just, if I wasn't there, I wouldn't have believed it.
Yeah. The reason I started watching it because my son was playing. I was playing a game against a guy on Madden, and Dre know how it go on there. People start trash talking in the mic, talking all this nonsense. It was 1 second left. He thought the game was over. He was talking all this nonsense. Go home. You nothing but a Chiefs fan and that blah blah. Hail Mary down the field to Worthy touchdown. I win the game. Game was over. And I showed my son. I was like, look. This is what happens when you think the game is over. You got to continue to play. You hear the whistle.
Look at Dante Hall against Denver, man. That to me was like the most. That to me, that's the play I remember for real. For me, Dante Hall and that special team, that return, that was special for me, man.
The loudest Arrowhead has ever been, in my opinion, and and the foundation rocked. Like you literally, the stands were moving, or the cement was moving.
That was wild.
It was just crazy. And that was the first time that we in the press box, you can't talk. You can't talk. You can't really talk. You can't scream. We all just stand on our feet and are screaming. And then the press guy, Bob Moore, who used to run things, you got to remember, this is a professional press box. You're not allowed to cheer.
Yeah,
but
to go,
it's the emotion, boy.
You're a journalist, man. What
I know. I have to be. I should not be partial. I should just.
You're not. Me and Hense did that in the hockey game. We did it in the hockey game, man. It's that passion, boy. Your emotion. You pop up. You forget where you
in there.
Booting and hollering.
Yeah, Kenny's right. That game, John. John Tate went 30 yards. Yeah. The most significant thing I think happened in that game was that was also the summer that Tony Gonzalez held out, and he wanted a big time contract from the Chiefs. So he had not gone to training camp. He had not done OTAs. He had not done mini camps. Nothing. He had not shown up in Kansas City till a few days before that game when Carl Peterson and my friend Lee Steinberg sat in the Denny's across the street from the parking lot. And they hammered out a deal. And 3 days later, Gonzalez is on the field. I think he had 8 catches for 88 yards or 90 yards, for a guy who hadn't played all season. And he kept saying, I'm going to play. I'm good to go. I know the offense. And nobody believed him. And he had a really good game. But that was one of my favorite Chiefs games of all time. I remember watching that game in the kitchen on this little 13-inch black and white or color TV that I had. Just waiting for him to lose the whole second half. There's just so many things that they gave away in that football game, and then all of a sudden that play happens, and I'm just in shock.
I was shocked. I said, man, listen, my eyes was big. I couldn't believe it. I said, Dante did that? I said, damn. But that was my spark. And Priest Holmes was my guy, though. That whole year, that offense was incredible, man. So
Tom Hood said he remember watching that game on TV.
Yeah.
He remember when and Trent Green got sacked and flipped the ball.
That would have been illegal. It was a fumble.
It was a fumble. It was
knocked out of his hands.
It was not. It was not Kenny Stabler.
The
Kenny Stabler style.
Holy roller. They changed the rules after that. That would have.
But it was pretty close.
That would not have gone. Right?
Like I was telling my son, my son was like, why you don't use the offensive line more? I said they should use the offensive linemen. They football players too. Let them be.
They're not eligible receivers
unless they report eligible.
That's why.
I said they should change that rule, man. They all football players as well.
That's called.
Willie Rofe ain't making that. I'll tell you that. Willie Rofe ain't he definitely ain't gonna be eligible.
That is called rugby.
I would love to see Willie Rofe catch a touchdown pass. That would have been
different. A whole different sport. Yeah.
Yes, right.
So one of these shows we're gonna have like a catch up moment. Have to talk about all the old days of the Chiefs and bring it to the.
Is that a slogan? Did you say catch up moment? We'll go ahead and bookmark that. The catch up moment.
This isn't the Savannah Bananas, right? I mean, you just make up the rules.
I would love to have gone to see those guys.
Make up the rules as you go along.
Speaking of that, if you watch baseball. That's how baseball should be played. They coming out here with flame bats at the bat. Say we have a special guest, right? Say Lou coming up to the bat. Everybody don't know Lou is there. We all right. We got a golden. We can call up Lou out of nowhere. Lou comes up there with a golden cape over his head, coming up to the stand. They like, we got a golden bat. All the lights go off in the stadium and the spotlight is on Lou. He's coming up to. That how they do it is amazing. It's amazing. You watch it,
WWE, beer league softball, all mixed into one.
I hope Blue can perform. I hope Blue can all that magic. I hope he go out there and he performs, man.
Also, I like what they rules because if the fan catch the ball, it's an automatic out. If a fan catch the ball in the stands, it's an out. You got it. So when Alex Gordon got up there to bat. I was at the game. When I was going to go up there to bat, all the fans was not there, not trying to catch the ball at all. They was like, every time he went in the stands.
Wait. So if the opposite, say the hitter hit the ball in the stands and one of the fans catch it, it's automatic out?
He's
automatic. Yeah,
wow.
it's an automatic. Yeah.
Oh, that's cold blooded.
Yeah,
you gotta watch it. I mean, my wife was like, man, I can watch this baseball. It's, you know what I mean? They up there, then you got the 11-foot tall pitcher come out. He come out on these tall legs. He come and throw the pitch. It's amazing. It's amazing. You got to watch it. But let's get into the updates before we get lost in the sauce on the show.
Right, let's do it. All right. Quarterback one had this to say about his teammate, Travis Kelce. If indeed this is his last ride, you'd never know. The way he's working, it doesn't seem like a guy who's tired of the job. Travis Kelce did practice with the team on Tuesday and Wednesday, did not Thursday. A lot of speculation that he wasn't there at all. He was in Florida with Taylor Swift. He was, but he came back. She went to New York. That's where things are for the updated report of Travis and Taylor. But Travis
did not see them at the Knicks game.
Yeah, didn't see them at the Knicks game. So Travis
Plenty
is very focused, and he's lost some weight. We talked about this, debating how many pounds he lost, but he looks lean, and he's going to have the chance to have an outstanding season.
Lean and mean.
So again, everybody says this is his last year. He has not said anything. I think Patrick Mahomes kind of hinted that, he's not heard any of that talk. If he wants to play more, I'm sure the Chiefs would let him. Of course, the contract numbers would have to make sense, but they've got some young tight ends here who are coming up, and they've got Noah Gray and they got two really good young tight ends potentially that can help this team, and so it's going to be a fun position to watch.
I want to see Noah Gray get busy, man. I want to see Noah Gray have a breakout season, man. I think it's time for Noah Gray to really take the
pretty good season last year. Pretty good year last year.
He looks sharp though. Like Noah Gray knows
he doesn't drop the ball.
With limited targets. I mean, he's not. I mean, he's never going to get the lion's share of the targets, not on this team. And if all those receivers are healthy, and Travis is doing his thing, it's going to be hard for really Noah to get a bunch of targets. But I think whenever, and I said it from even before he got the extension, anytime he does get an opportunity, he makes a play. And we saw it, I think it was against Tennessee, late in the game, or that game was can go either way. And they were kind of in the soup again, and Noah makes a play. So 50 Shades, we're here for it, but
that's right.
Going to be hard to carve out many targets in this offense.
Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting offense.
And before we get deep down into the Chiefs stuff, I'm gonna switch it around. Lou, we'll go right back to Cap. We'll go right after the stuff we got lost in talking about other stuff. So go ahead and get Fat to Cap ready for us, Lou.
All right, gang. That's right. It's Friday. Nick's several times, so you know what that's time for. It is time for Fact or Cap. I'm going to read a series of statements. You guys can all chime in to see whether you're with it, you're against it, whatever. Fact or Cap. So let's start out. I don't know, 10 days ago, whatever it was, big announcement from the NFL. They were going to allow players to play in the Olympics since flag football has been made an Olympic sport starting in 28 in LA. It's a big deal. It's in the United States, right? The NFL never at a loss to lose a marketing opportunity.
No.
The statement is this: when it finally rolls around in 3 years, there'll be maybe one NFL player that actually plays for USA. Fact or Cap?
I would say fact. I even think it'd be more. Some of these flag football players said they were better than the NFL players at their type of game. They should be up there in the flag football Olympics. They should be representing. But hey, I'll say the best men win, go out there and represent. But I think it'll be more NFL players want to play and get Olympic gold medal as well. So yeah, see your best.
You're saying Cap more than one.
Yes.
Nick?
Yeah,
I'm going to agree with him because I think, Team USA. I mean, they've already talked about some of these guys that have affiliations with other countries having the opportunity to play in other countries. But for me, I listen. USA Football is going to make the decision as to who the members are, and I think you'll have 2, 3, maybe 4 NFL players who be quote unquote ambassadors. One guy probably won't be is Patrick Mahomes, who indicated that he'd prefer that go to somebody younger. He'll be 34 at the time. That's just hard to fathom.
Coach.
I'm gonna go Cap, man. I think gonna be a lot more players that willing to go there and represent the great USA in flag football. I mean, why not? You know what I'm saying? Why not go out there and make a name for yourself? And I think Shedeur Sanders is gonna go ahead and take that. Shedeur Sanders goes out there, man, and be the captain. Really go out there.
He may
and
be
put
a
his
flag
best foot
football
forward.
champion. He may not be an NFL champion, but who knows?
Oh, there we go with the nonsense. No,
Coach,
I definitely
channeling
see
his
that.
inner Kareem.
Absolutely, I just feel
The
it's
agent
in
of
my
chaos.
spirit.
Well, there's a lot of I'll be the wet blanket. Here we go. All right, so you've got NFLPA things that you got to deal with here. Are they going to be paid, right? How much time will they need to take off to work out with the team leading up to the Olympics, right? How many of these guys, now many of the guys, it's a 10-man team. They voted to allow one player from each NFL team would be able to participate. So how are they going to pick the team? How much time is it going to be? Are they going to get paid? And who led the charge with these questions? And I was a little surprised with Jamar Chase. And he's like shaking his head the whole time when, one of his good buddies, Justin Jefferson's been all over this. And I'm thinking he might be the only one. But again, it's 3 years out.
Yeah.
The guys that play are probably, in college right now or just entering the NFL. So I don't know. But they are going to take advantage of the marketing opportunities and to promote the game internationally. This is the way to do it through flag football. But
It's all about
whether
marketing.
they actually play or not, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm color me skeptical.
Yeah, and also it's the Olympics in LA is the last 2 weeks of July, so which means that basically from the point of the end of mandatory minicamp all the way through training camp, whoever on these NFL teams is playing in the flag football team is going to have to be a participant in practice, so they're going to get no time off. Now,
what about the tournament? What about the tournaments leading up to the Olympics?
Well, that's the other question.
If they have a camp,
yeah,
right,
that's
like
the other
in the
question.
spring, are you going to miss OTAs or whatever? Your own career. We'll see. I just
that's why I don't think there's going to be there aren't going to be superstar. I don't think you're going to
Yeah.
see the superstars.
Yeah, maybe a couple. All right, number 2. Speaking of OTAs. Organized team activities, and I guess we'll call the NFLPA on this one. It's still just weird to me that these things are voluntary, and the stigma that somebody gets if they choose not to participate or show up is just ridiculous. And you have some teams like the Chiefs where it's like just about everybody shows up. Maybe not for all of them, but most of them. Even the linemen, where the linemen had like almost no business even being there because they're not hitting, they're really not doing much. The statement is this. And the other part is, if you're at a job, right, and they say, all right, for these 12 days, before we really get started, it's voluntary. You're not going to get paid extra for it. Are you going to show up to work? I don't know. It's a weird thing. But here's a statement. Let's just go ahead and make it mandatory. Pay all the players a few more bucks. Let these young linemen get developed in the off season, have a little bit of hitting going on. Maybe it's the end of your roster, whatever it is. But let's just make it mandatory and just say, okay, here, go to work. Are we with it, against it, fact, cap? What do you got, Hensley?
I'll say fact. I'm with it. Make it mandatory. Maybe where they got to show up. Make sure your guys are being held accountable. Because you got the guys that's in the championship, always in the playoffs. Them guys always show up no matter what. They always there. At practice they there. The old vets they already there. Make it mandatory for the guys got to be there and pay them a little more, like we said. So I'll say fact.
Well, I'm gonna go cap. I mean, this is part of the collective bargaining agreement that they came up with this. Basically flag football drills.
You know why it's there, Nick. What should it be?
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. All right. Don't scold me. My goodness.
It's my game. Come on.
I'm getting there.
I want you to.
I think, Cap. I think for me, I'd rather not pay the guys. I want to see who shows up. I want to see the guys that are going to lead. I want to see the guys who are going to work with the young guys and say, hey, if I'm a 10-year veteran, an 8-year veteran, a 13-year veteran, and I'm here, that speaks more volumes than doing it,
Exactly.
being paid. Now they get paid for for the final mandatory camp, they have to appear and they all get paid for that. But so I'm gonna go cap.
I'm gonna go with fact, man. I think it should be implemented. I think it should be mandatory because look at the great Jerry Rice. You know what I'm saying? The Niners way. You gotta lead by example. You know, Jerry Rice, Larry Fitzgerald, these guys led by example, and that's what you want. You know what I'm saying? You want that standard. So I'm gonna go with fact.
Yeah, I mean the quarterback's always going to be there. I mean it's just for a starting quarterback, an elite quarterback, not to show up to these. It just sets the tone for the entire team. I mean, it does give us something to talk about and so forth as far as OTAs and whatever, who's there, who's not there, that sort of thing. But one of the biggest, I guess, gripes of coaches and everything else is that developing players, and I think this would give them a much better opportunity to do those things, especially with the linemen, because that's the biggest gripe is that offensive linemen come into the league and they just haven't been trained properly. So I think that might be something to it. And again, NFLPA, they've kind of taken they've made the schedule for the most part, and whether it's training camp, the less amount of hitting, everything else. So hey, if that's what the players want, so be it. It's their sport, but it just seems like it would give those guys, especially at the bottom of the roster, a lot better opportunity to get coached up during the offseason. And maybe they make it, in that vein where it's just kind of like the bottom of the roster and they have that opportunity to hit and get trained properly. Okay, finally.
Hold on. John, I got a point. John Harrison, I just made me laugh. I wasn't laughing at you. It was a mandatory mistakes when being about doing pink coke.
Oh,
I mean, I think that's hilarious.
He certainly would. I don't think it matters. I think was he doing it? Was he just passing it out? We don't know.
It doesn't matter. It's a terrible look.
But you know what? Coach Mike Vrabel's going to have his ass. So he's going to get his.
It's all pink Kool-Aid, man.
All right, so
overpaid for him.
The name Taekquin Thornton has come up a couple of times already, and people are kind of losing their stuff. Where Pat calls him out, I think Coach Reed calls him out, whatever. So the statement is this: Taekquin Thornton is going to be that guy. He will be part of the 53. Sky's out, Ross is out, Nico, Juju, Badger, whoever you want to name. It's Taekquin Thornton, baby. Fact or cap?
I'll say fact. I'll say fact. I'll say it's always that guy that you ain't talking about come out of nowhere. I feel like this guy been training. All I've seen on his Instagram all off season was him training, doing this, doing that. And I feel like the guy who's doing all this training season like he's paying off. And don't what the better come out and show what you worked out and show what the guys what you can do without nobody else around. So he's proving himself right now. Hey, whoever man steps up and give us more weapons, I'm all for it. So I would say fact.
Where you at, Nick?
I'm gonna go fact too. I just think I love Badger. Don't get me wrong. I would love to see those guys be 6 and 7. But I'm not sure I want to sacrifice Juju, which means Nico probably would have a tough time making the roster. But I like this kid a lot, and even Worthy said some stuff about him yesterday too. So I'm going to go fact. I'm elevating his game just based on what we've heard, what we saw, and what the other players are saying. When the other players are pointing out a player, that's significant.
Coach.
Man, I'm gonna go fact, man. I played with him on Madden, sir. I was torching the Kansas City Chiefs. I know about this man's speed, and now it's coming to fruition. This man's talented, man, and he got the speed. Some that Mahomes love, like he loved the speed, and he got the height. So definitely fact. Yeah, he's a faster version
this is a
of
little
Juju.
bit of Kareem rubbing off on me. This is a major cap for me. Okay, it's a 7-on-7 Baylor wide receiver. He looks great. He's fast. He's everything else. Everything that they thought he was going to be when they drafted him, and all these other guys that have been drafted prior to him as a Baylor wide receiver. It's he's a track guy. That's the way he plays. Forget about what you're hearing. This isn't even summer football. This isn't even summer league yet. They don't even have pads on. Of course they're calling him out. He's faster than everybody on the field. Who cares? Not going to happen. Big
Lou
cap.
ain't happy with it. Lou.
Taekquin Thornton, thanks for coming. Thanks for trying to elevate everybody else's game. But not happening.
The man runs at a high rate,
all due respect. Big cap.
Lou said,
all right.
Said, no.
That's going to do it for it this week. Factor Cap. Thanks for everybody joining in, playing along. Nick, sometimes, I just have to take charge and scold the youth, coach them up. Let's go. Brought to you by our friends at Underdog Fantasy Sports. Go ahead. You see the QR code. Scan that. Go ahead and put in $5. Make a play. Just one. You get 50 free. 50 freebie. You got the Knicks and the Pacers tomorrow. Plenty of opportunities there. Use the promo code Chiefs Blitz, and hey, Nick will send you a card.
That a boy, Lou. Everybody, I know what Thornton can do. Man, you're not gonna downgrade Thornton. I know what Thornton is.
Lou said, I'm not having it. He said, I want to see more than more on 7-on-7s. He said, it ain't ball yet.
Now we'll see what happens when they get to pads.
Oh, okay.
But hey, and he's right. Lou is right. I agree with him. I want to see you do more. I want to see you keep this up when pads come on, right? When somebody's manning you up, you know what I mean? I agree.
I'm gonna change your mind. This man, what the hell?
I agree.
He didn't change his mind. Lou didn't got this man to change his mind, man. That's all.
I did. I've done my job. I got a topic in there that everybody's jacked about.
Oh man, I'm gonna call Bo Two-Face.
He's the it offensive player this year. It was,
man.
It was. There's always a guy. It was Worthy last year. It was Nico the year before he had his injury, and now it's
Justin Ross too. It was Justin Ross.
Justin Ross too. So this is the next guy up on the. Oh my God, this guy's going to be a superstar kind of player.
Kareem said, Lou is always right when he agrees with me.
Well, the agent of chaos.
Hey, man, need a little chaos.
Just a reminder, too, at Tuesday, the 2nd of June, the tournament at Oakwood Golf Club tournament for Trent Green. I'm going to try and go up there for that event and then see if we can get some interviews and stuff. But, definitely check that out. All right. Bobby Scipio.
If we didn't do it before, I may have. But again, props. Is it Derek Green? Props to Derek. Just pro move. He's at SMU. Did he transfer there? Didn't he go to North? Did he start out at Northwestern?
I don't know.
Is he a quarterback as well?
Yeah, he's a quarterback.
I should have done my research. So we'll see if he what's that?
Is that Trent's son, Derek?
That's Trent Green's son.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Not just for that, but his choice and girlfriend is like.
Oh, I got you. Oh, yeah. Now I got you.
Top notch, man. Way to go, Derek.
Yeah, Derek. All right.
Keep it going, buddy.
So with that said, let's get into our show topics of the day. What you have for us, Nick?
All right, the OTAs are officially underway. And question number 1, which fringe player needs to be on top form in hopes of making the roster? Well, I think that's going to be our favorite cornerback, Joshua Williams. Joshua Williams is going to have to step up his game. The Chiefs have a lot of depth at the cornerback position. I think you've got some guys under a contract year. You've got a new draft pick. They drafted one last year. This is going to be tough for him. But for me, Joshua Williams, who has shown at times to be really effective out there, but he's going to have to play at a different level, I think, to make this football team this year. I don't think what he's done in the past, good or bad, is going to make much of a difference. I think now that the position has so much depth, and Dave Merritt does an incredible job getting these guys ready. He is probably an inconsistent link for this defense right now. So he has to be lights out in training camp and in the preseason, I think, to make the team.
No, I say definitely Joshua Williams too, man, because I've been up and down with him. Lou's guy, that's Lou's golden boy for years. He's been speaking highly of this guy, man. And I started looking at him for a little bit. I said he do got some upside to him, but man, when it counts, he doesn't get the job done.
He's done it in the playoffs. I mean, I'll give him props.
Yeah, I know you will, Nick. I know you will, Nick. You're gonna give him a little spanking. Nah, I get that. I mean, for me, it's like this, man. You gotta step it up, man. Now it's time to step it up because the Chiefs got some good depth now. They got depth now. They like the potential, man. I like the potential, man, but you got to step it up, man. You got to. So that's my guy.
Yeah,
I agree
with you. Good team right now. So I mean, he's got to play super.
Yeah, he got to, man.
Oh, sorry.
You want me to go? I was thinking, yeah. It's been back to the question, man. It's attaining to like a player that's trying to make the roster that ain't even got a starting spot. So I had to go with the guy we just Lou just brought up in Factor Cap. If he gonna come out and show he can do it on 7-on-7s, you know what I mean? It's a heck of a wide receiver room. Thornton got to come out and show that he can get it done. You know what I mean? The wide receiver room is packed. You got Worthy, Rice, Hollywood, and all those guys up in there, and you got Jalen Warrior coming in, and you got the guy coming in from Georgia. I mean, not Georgia, but the Florida Gators. Came up, Elijah. I think that's his name.
Elijah Badger, yeah.
Elijah Badger. He's coming in too. So if Thornton come out here and doing what he's doing, if this comes out and goes over into training camp, preseason, you got to keep that top performance going to hopefully make the roster because he's on a practice squad right now, right? Yeah. He was on the practice squad last year. Yeah. So if you can show out that you can take somebody's spot and say, hey. Like Dre seen what you did in Madden with the 96 speed or 97 speed that he had over there.
96, sir.
96 in fact. So he could get it done. So
if you're third or fourth on the depth chart, you're a fringe player. Go ahead, Lou.
Yeah. Well, I think if you include like the UDFAs and the practice squad guys and whatever, every single one of them.
All right.
But if you're talking about guys that have been playing, again, I mean, the low hanging fruit is Sky Moore. He is going to have to not just be a top form. He's going to have to have the best camp of his life and the best camp of his short career that he's been because he doesn't have enough on tape to kind of, I don't want to say rest on his laurels, but even just to kind of have that as part of the resume. So no matter how they feel about him, no matter how, I don't think Veach is the type of guy that just like, okay, he was a second round pick for me. I got to give him every single chance. I'm going to die with this pick, whatever. I don't think he really thinks that way. I think the first 3 years, that was him giving him a chance. So unless he really balls out, I don't think he's going to make the team.
Yeah, I agree with you.
All right. So I'll get go ahead. Somebody said something in the chat about Scott Moore. I couldn't hardly see it.
John Harrison, if you can call him a fringe player, Sky Moore, obviously the door is closing. I don't think he's got any shot of making the roster. I mean, I know he's in great shape and he had a good offseason, worked out a lot with Patrick Mahomes, but I'm with you. I wouldn't
go that far that he doesn't have a shot.
He has a shot, but I don't see him.
He's going to have to really pick it up, like actually show some things during the preseason games as well as every day in practice. And just have a hell of a lot more plus plays than minuses for sure. And the minus plays have to be very minimal because, again, he is on a very razor thin line at this point.
Oh, yeah, Nick, get to the question.
Yeah. All right, so the next question is, who came into OTAs in noticeably better or worse shape? Well, I mean,
do we have some photos?
I don't know if we have any photos or not, but I will say this.
I heard Scott Moore came in.
Sky Moore came in great shape, but I'm going to go Kareem Hunt. He looked like he had slimmed down. It looks like he got the couch belly taken care of in the offseason. Obviously, he's had an offseason to work out. He looks really good. He probably dropped maybe 5 or 6 pounds. Maybe even more than that. He looks like he's got some more muscle. He wanted to come back. The Chiefs wanted him back. I think he's going to make the roster. But to me, I was impressed with his offseason attitude and what kind of shape he was in. I'm eager to see what Travis Kelce looks like actually on the field, even if it's not in pads, and maybe we get that next week. But, I think for me, most definitely would be a Kareem. I thought he looked pretty slim and lean.
Man,
Man,
go ahead. If you had to go Kareem, I had to go Isaiah Pacheco. I see.
Yeah, that's true too.
Isaiah Pacheco looked like, this is his last year in contract year. Looked like he's in the best shape of his life coming into camp. And this guy, his attitude, he's ready to go. He's ready to coming off the ankle injury. You know what I mean? If a lot of people said, he's not this back, he's not that. I know I said it a couple of times, but hey, he almost had 1,000 yards. He was 10 yards, 15 yards short of 1,000.
A couple years ago.
A year ago.
A couple years ago.
It was a year ago before he got hurt. This past year he got hurt. So I say the best guy I seen that look like he's in shape. It's got to be Isaiah Pacheco.
Yeah, all that look good. You're in shape, but can you read the offense, sir? So here's the thing with me. This is the thing with me. I like Kareem Hunt, man. I think everybody's saying Kareem Hunt's in great shape, and I do believe it because remember he came off the couch, Nick. He's a little rusty. He did okay. Now a full off season, get your body going, understanding the offense. I believe in Kareem Hunt. I think Kareem Hunt gonna have an outstanding year. So that's the guy I'm looking. I think Kareem Hunt gonna be the guy this year to really get the Chiefs going. Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately I really didn't get to see many guys. I've heard just like some of the press availability talking about different players. I did see footage of Kareem coming up the steps to the field. He looked good to me. Okay, but no, Pops for sure because it looks like he looks a little thicker visibly. He had the press availability and wearing his Rutgers top, just graduated. So he looked good to me. So that's the best I got for you.
Somebody said I knew Scott Moore wouldn't be.
That's Kareem, man.
Not good. Yeah. All right, Kareem. I hope he's good enough. I mean, who was it? John Harrison said, for kicking for the OTAs, returning kicks, only Ramesha and Moore were the guys that he thinks should do it. So we'll
I did see something where they had Noel Williams. He was the only defensive player. That was the white jersey was returning some. But again, it's just
it's way too early.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Nick.
How are the Chiefs' offseason acquisitions integrating into the system? Well, again, I think you kind of go back to a guy like Thornton, who we talked about. I don't know what you're really going to gain on the defensive side. It's kind of the offense kind of has the advantage here. I listen. I thought Patrick Mahomes looked really good in the limited reps that we saw, and he looked like he was in shape. What's that?
Yeah, it's your catch. I sent.
All right. So so I think that definitely
Coach is on another show.
I don't know what show you're on, Coach, but if you're spreading Cash App stuff, just bring it this way. But as far as the acquisitions go, I don't think we've seen enough to be able to sit here and go, how if these guys are going to integrate into the system yet. I thought Brashard Smith, getting a behind the back pass from Mahomes. He's a guy certainly I'm eager to see what he can do in this offense. I'm very excited for his future. I'm very excited for the opportunity, and this running back room is going to be stacked, especially if Elijah Mitchell makes the team. Then they got some really serious decisions to make. But I think I think all these guys are learning to come. I mean, obviously Simmons, he's not practicing full yet. So I think there's definitely a few guys to keep an eye on as we go through the next week's OTAs.
Yeah, I mean, we're flying blind here. It's not like we're there watching these guys work out and everything else. And I'm, sorry to the fans that might have been expecting that, but we just don't have eyes on them. So it's hard to say, who's really integrating and who isn't. You're trying to parse together different reports from different people, and you get things like Taekquin Thornton is catching deep ball. Okay, great.
Yeah, and no Williams is another guy that stood out too.
Yeah. I mean, you hear different things, but really until camp, I mean, it's really hard to give you any like hard and fast. This is the way you see it, because you're not there, boots on the ground and trying to figure it out.
And we really haven't seen much on the free agents that they signed. We really didn't see much on them at all yesterday. In fact, we don't even know if all of them, were out there yet.
I think they said Christian Fulton was there. I don't know if Tillery was it, but again, you're not going to get much from the linemen. I think they're just they're just going through different scheme stuff. They're not hitting anyone, so it's kind of early in the process.
I definitely agree, because right now we don't know what these guys are going to do. We don't know who they are right now, especially diving into this offense right now. Remember, it's only OTAs. So really don't know.
Yeah, but this is where they go. But this is where they learn to know what position to be in, where to be, what to expect.
Yeah, no question.
Start working on the positional groups. So yeah, I think we'll probably be able to answer this a little bit better.
We just don't get to see
going into next week and going into minicamp.
Okay, let's get into the next Mango's questions.
With some veterans gone or aging, who's stepping into the new leadership roles? This is a good question because you've got the three stalwarts. You've got Patrick Mahomes, Chris Jones, Travis Kelce. You got three and future Hall of Fame players, Super Bowl winning players. Who's going to be the next guy? I think we all can agree that Nick Bolton, has really been a solid leader for this defense. Justin Reed, I thought was a leader for the defense last year, but I think Nick Bolton kind of, has shown that he can run the defense. He can manage to be the quarterback of the defense out there. And there has to be George Karlaftis. I think is another guy that I think can be that guy too. There's some younger faces on that defensive line. He's one of those younger faces. He's handling his, the fact that, a lot is expected of him. If you've seen him do this drills with Tamba Ali, some pictures posted yesterday, some video, it was pretty impressive. So I think those are two guys on defense that are going to step up and be the leader. And, I think on the offensive side of the ball, I think Trey Smith, Creed Humphrey, those are your guys that are going to be the leaders, that are going to step up and show what they have to do, especially with the left side of the offensive line. We have no idea what it's going to be yet. And so I think there's another couple of names to keep an eye on.
Yeah, I have to look at 21, man. He's coming into his second year. So I feel like, Justin Reed's gone. So you got the golden jacket kid out there. He's coming out there to step into that role and also be a leader as well, man. Because he's throwing pitches at the K. I got to actually had that one-on-one meet with the kid. So I feel like he's going to be stepping into the leader role coming into the into this year. I know he had to watch Justin Reed because Justin Reed is a great leader. That you're gonna be losing in the locker room. That actually, has some good takes and stuff to go into the locker room. When they down, points and everything, and keeping the guys together. I'm just hoping, I'm hoping that Jaden Hicks picked up on some of his teaching and
takes. Star potential.
His teaching and takes and take this leader role because again, Cooks is on his 1-year deal, and when it's all said and done. If they don't sign Cooks, all you got is Jaden Hicks. That's going to be your guy back there in the secondary. So if I had to say who's going to be, since the veterans gone and what's young guys going to be step up to the leadership role, it had to be Jaden Hicks for me, the defensive side of the ball.
I like George Karlaftis, man. I think George Karlaftis, to me, I think he's growing into that role, the leadership role, just his characteristics on the field. You can tell like he embodies that. Chris Jones getting up in age too. You know what I'm saying? I think George might be the guy to really step forward and be the guy. Because I just seems like just his IQ for the game, his love for the game. You know what I'm saying? You can tell he embarked that leadership. So I'm gonna definitely go George on this one.
I think on the defensive side of the ball, these guys probably are already leaders, but now that Cuffs has got enough pelts on the wall that all those young DBs are going to be looking to him. And I gotta believe that. And he gives you the vibes that he may be quiet or he seems kind of mild-mannered, but I think once you get between the lines, that's a dude that you want to follow. He is going to kind of command that respect because of how the elevated level of play that he does seems to every single year. So Cuffs for sure. I think Drew's kind of an underrated leader. Again, not a lot of huge talk that you see from the outside, but I got to believe there's plenty of guys that follow him. Offensively, I think we saw it kind of preseason. We anticipated it with Hollywood. And I think as long as he's healthy and around, even if he's not completely, but actually playing week to week in that receiver room, you got to believe that he's going to kind of, he's not an old guy himself, but in terms 28. Of being a leader in that room, because they're also damn young outside of Juju. So I would say those three guys for me, that if they're not already in leadership roles, that there's certainly guys that other younger dudes are going to look to and ask questions, how to be a pro, how to practice, how to take care of yourself on and off the field. So those are the guys I like for that.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, again, like I said, Jaden is going to step up into the leadership role. He's going to be the star, like everybody believe. You know what I mean? Tyrann Matthews, everybody, tweeting out that, hey, the Chiefs got it still, and Jaden Hicks, he's going to be the next future thing. And we're going to have to, they had to see what he does this year. Right. So with that said, let's go ahead and get into some of these questions. Nick, it's on the screen.
All right. Let's see. You don't believe in Connor or B. Cook? I mean, I love Connor Christensen. I love Connor. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about Brian Cook. I think he'll be fully recovered from his injury, where his ankle was completely turned the opposite direction. It took him some time to come back from that. He's a guy they had high hopes for. So I think that definitely you're going to have to look at him and say, both these guys, and say, I think Connor has a better chance of being more impactful, but the Chiefs have to have another safety, and Cook has got to play, the best of his career, not only, to get a new contract, but I think the back end of that defense is going to need him.
I think the injury part of that is probably the key, because I don't know that he was 100% at any point last year, and I think he's definitely has the skills to do it. So I think you're going to see a completely different player this year. And as far as Connor, it's not that we don't believe in these guys,
right?
It's just in terms of a leadership role, I don't know that they're quite there yet.
Right.
And Shamari, if they try to cross train a lot of these guys, and they try to make him, I don't know that he's really a nickel corner for Shamari. So all due respect, I mean, he was a ball hawk at Virginia Tech and so forth, but you're covering NFL receivers full time. That's a whole different ball game. So if they have him playing more in the safety role, I think his game elevates too. So these are all good problems to have. That's why you see some of the guys that they brought in free agency at corner. They draft Noel Williams. I don't think they want Nazi and Shamari having to play corner. So.
Yeah, I think so too. King Mo says, does Rashee Rice have the flu? Yes, he does. And from all accounts, he looks like he's good to go, that the Chiefs are very confident that he's going to be ready to go for training camp. And kudos to him. He worked his tail off. Weston, I can't wait to see Bringenstool in action, to see what he's made of. We talked about him the other day. I'm a huge fan of this signing. I think it's going to be somebody that, is going to help. And again, he looks like Rashee, according to Patrick. No limitations. He looks explosive and fast. And you've seen a lot of his workout videos because he posts them on his Instagram page. And it looks like, from all appearances, he's running full speed. So that's huge. The only question is he going to go to court between now and the start of the regular season? If not, I doubt he's going to be suspended in 2025. It may go into 2026. And if it does, I think that 4-game suspension likely will be reduced to 2 because of all the time that's gone by. So it's kind of like what they did with the situation with Chiefs pass rusher. I'm sorry, I'm going blank. Frank Clark, whose case went on and on and on for years, and by the time it finally went to court, they reduced his suspension only a couple of games. So we'll have to wait.
This dude Kareem said the brown bag flew.
Can we get an update on Kareem's Babe Ruth team?
Oh, man.
Because we've all been waiting with bated breath just how that team was going to do. And just how did you get, once again, how did you get the league to approve you playing with a bunch of 13 to 16-year-olds?
That's a good question. That's a damn good question.
That still boggles my mind. Are you that youthful looking, Kareem? Is that?
Yeah, we want to see pictures, man.
What's your skincare regimen?
It's the brown bag regimen. It's the brown bag.
What kind of workouts are you doing?
You guys.
Everything's in the brown bag, Lou.
The world wants to know.
He said, my championship Babe Ruth team gets our rings today. I'm going to be so lit.
Hey, listen, pay attention. He said lit.
How is that different than any other day?
Flu. He said the brown bag flu. I know what you mean, Kareem. I know what you mean. You're more chill.
Other day, man.
Kareem said, I'm a chill coach. I'm a chill coach. Brown bag does it all.
Johnny Walker plays for that baby.
For Kareem, I got a little something for Kareem. We're gonna hear what Patrick Mahomes think about the one and only Kareem favorite pick, the quarterback protector. Go ahead, Patrick.
That's it. Josh Simmons has been the talk of the offseason and OTAs ever since he got drafted. He's built like a left tackle. Every time I pass the training room, he's in there working to get himself back on the field. And again, he is miles ahead of where the Chiefs thought they were going to be. And again, kudos to the Chiefs, man. 3 days before the draft, that rumor came out that he may not be ready till October. Kind of pushed a few teams away. They did 5 visits with him. They kept a lot of it under the radar. And Josh Simmons fell, and the Chiefs got him. So, I like the way that all worked out. But there's a really good chance that he's going to be ready to go by training camp. And if that's the case, it's his job.
Kareem, I believe in a kid so much. I don't even went to go get the hairstyle. I said, hey, maybe he is the quarterback, the protector. Maybe he is the guy. Maybe he is the guy that's going to save all the sacks that Patrick Mahomes was getting, it, the slaps on top of the head, the kneecap hits. We going to see what Mr. Quarterback protector come out here and do. Hey, I'm all for it. I'm ready to rock to see what the kid can do, man. I know everybody in the chat is all pumped up for it. I can't wait to, like what Lou said, I can't wait for the summer games to start. So what y'all think? You think this kid gonna come out to be, who he is, what he did, and you think he's gonna finish off what he did in Iowa State, Coach Dre?
Oh, absolutely. I think this guy, he has the perfect upside, man. He's the general on that side, man. He's got the like what Patrick Mahomes stated, man. He's built like a left tackle, man. You know what I'm saying? He's built for that, man. He just got the fundamentals. He's sound. He just had bad wheels at the time. You know what I'm saying? Now I got some oil on them damn wheels now. The knees a little loose now. I believe in the kid. I believe it will be the guy this year. Yep.
Yeah. I think so too. I mean, I'm very excited for this. I'm one of the few of the 4 that I'm not as concerned about the offensive line as everybody else is. I think they've got the able bodies. They just got to find the right 5, and I think it's there.
We clearly forgot the hairstyle too. But man, I can't wait to see what these kids do, man. I can't wait to look there.
Black and yellow.
I'm staying up there for the whole training camp. So I'll be doing the shows from up there.
He ain't taking no showers, man. Dedication, man.
I'm staying up there the whole training camp.
Hense somehow wiggled his way into getting the president of the university's suite, right? So it's like air conditioned, private bathroom. Shout out!
Oh my gosh!
Catered. I think they've got a dumb elevator. Doesn't even have to deal with anybody. They just food just comes right up the elevator.
I think the media get. They got to stay up there, don't they, Nick?
Yeah. You can request to stay in the dorm. You got to rent it, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I said I was going to do. I said I'm bunkering down.
It's not. There's some hotels around that you'll be all right.
I don't need none of that. I don't need none of that. Let me sleep by the fence. Man. I want to breathe this. I want to breathe the football. I want to breathe it.
Those guys are walking up the hill, walking down the hill.
That's right.
Be there.
That's right, man.
But again, man, hey, training camp, OTAs has started not just for the Chiefs, but a lot of people, they talking very highly of the Houston Texans. It's going to be competition for the Chiefs. A lot of people saying they wide receiver core looking together. The offensive line is looking better. You know,
they are.
The defensive line was already rebuilt. They already rebuilt they had one of the best defensive lines last year.
Yeah.
Are we looking to, a team that actually going to challenge the Chiefs? You know, on the AFC side, besides the Eagles, we understand
they
that
got a lot of the same issues that the
NFC.
Chiefs had. You know, they're just the offensive line is the big question mark, right? But they brought in a couple of rookie receivers. They bring in a vet, Christian Kirk. You still got Nico Collins. You know, does he stay healthy?
My boy Higgins over there.
They'll come back. Yeah, they got drafted 2 of the Iowa State receivers.
Hell yeah! Got 2 of my guys, man. My boy Higgins.
You know, it's a weird thing when you flip almost the entire offensive line in an off season. That you never know how that's going to work out, but. Hey, Nick Caserio, I think since he's taken the helm as the GM there, I don't know that he's had many missteps.
He got rid of Watson.
He played all of that stuff masterfully. Got as much as he possibly could, rebuilt the team with all those different draft choices. So, and you got to like DeMeco Ryans as a coach. And we'll see.
DeMeco Ryan did a hell of a job over there with the Texans too, man. He did a hell of a job.
Yeah. And also they saying what's his name? Jack. What's his name? The other kid from TCU.
Jack. You talking about
Jack Besh, the wide receiver.
Jack Besh. They said
he's with Las Vegas. Yeah.
They said he's looking pretty good. So hey. We will see who's going to challenge the throne on the AFC side.
You know, guys, we want competition, and don't act like we want the battle. We want the measure. We Chiefs are the measuring stick in the AFC. Now you want that. You want the competition. Live up, challenge. You know what I'm saying? Like even on our side, the rookies got to step up. And you got to face. You got to face the challenge, man. You know what I'm saying? You got,
Denisha, I agree with you. If they struggle, it'll be early in the season as far as the offensive line goes.
Yeah, man.
Texans got to be a big stage first before they start to get them considered into being anything more than that. I agree. I don't think they've done squat. And you got to start somewhere. And a couple of first round wins are great, but they don't mean anything until you go play one of the big boys.
Yeah, man. Punch them in the mouth. You got to punch first. Punch them guys in the mouth first, man.
Yeah.
Punch them first. You know what I'm saying? Don't let them punch you.
Texans had a lot of culture to change, but I think you're right, Lou. Nick's done a really good job at rebuilding that franchise.
Chiefs let them punch you, boy. Chiefs fell backwards, man. Chiefs got to throw the first punch, man. You know what I'm saying?
And they are.
Yeah, man.
Well, so with that said, guys, we'll see you guys Monday. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy, because we are getting closer to football. Football is actually a little bit back. It ain't all the way back. It's that one step.
No, football is back, sir.
Football is back.
Football is back. We going through courses.
Shout out to my KU Jayhawks baseball team. They start the
there you go.
They start the NCAA tournament. We're taping it. We're live on Friday. So Friday they open against Creighton Blue Jays in their first round game, best double elimination tournament for the weekend. So in the Arkansas region. So I'm actually they get to Sunday, I'm gonna head down there.
I'll tell you what, Kareem, stay away from the brown bag and you'll be just fine, player. You'll be just fine. Stay away from the brown bag, man. You'll be okay, man.
Any day you get to hear "Time's Yours" from Coach Reed is a good day.
Yeah, man.
The time is yours.
Time's yours.
All right, guys. We'll be back Monday at 1:30. Everybody have a great and safe weekend. We appreciate everybody. Again, click, like, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to check out Underdog Fantasy. Just do the QR code. Even the code Chiefs Blitz. Play deposit 5. Play the 5. Get $50 in bonus money. Plus, you get a special prize for my collection of football cards. I have a lot of them. And the arms.
Oh my God! The request line is open, guys.
Earth, Wind, and Fire, baby.